Hello everybody and welcome. In today's video we're going to be going over matrix multiplication and doing 3 examples of those. So without further ado, let's get it. Example number 1. So we have a 2 by 2 matrix multiplied by another 2 by 2 matrix. And the first thing you want to check when you're going to be multiplying matrices is you want to check the orders of both. So this is a 2 by 2. This is also a 2 by 2. And what you need to be able to multiply is that you need this number here and this number here to be equal to each other. Okay, if they are equal to each other, then we can multiply, and then the resulting matrix will be of order 2 by 2, the numbers on the outside. So that's going to represent our new order. Okay, so we check that. We can see that we can multiply these numbers, or these matrices. So let's go ahead and do that. And what you want to do when you're multiplying matrices is you want to take the column in the second matrix, this right here, and imagine that you just pick it up and then you lay it flat over the first matrix. All right. So by doing that, what it looks like is you're just going to take those numbers and put it right over the first matrix like that. All right. And now what you do is you take the first number and multiply it to the first number there, and then the second number and multiply it to the second number. And when we do that, what we get is 2, because 2 times 1 is 2, plus -1 times -1 is 1, just like that. That's going to be our first entry in the new matrix. And now what you want to do is you want to take those numbers again, the 2 and -1, and we're going to multiply those to the second row here, like that. And when we do that, we get 4 plus -1 times -1 is 1. All right, so those are going to be our first entries. And now what we do is, since we did the first column, now we're going to take the second column here and put that over our first matrix. So we got -1 times 8. And then what we do is we multiply those numbers to the first row and we add them together. So -1 times 1 is -1, plus 8 times -1 is -8. And then for the second ones, or for the second entry there, you take -1 times 2 and 8 times -1, and you add those together. So -1 times 2 is -2, plus 8 times -1 is -8. All right, almost done here. Now all we got to do is just add those numbers together and we will get our answer. So 2 plus 1 is 3. 4 plus 1 is 5. -1 minus 8 is -9. And then -2 plus -8 is -10. Just like that. So we found out what our matrix is. That is our final answer. So example 1 is complete. Example number 2. We have these two matrices here, and we're going to multiply them to each other. First things first, let's check the orders. So the first one here is a 3 by 2, 3 rows, 2 columns. And the second one is a 2 by 2. So, like I said, we have to check these two inside numbers and make sure they're the same. In this case, they are. If they are not, the matrix multiplication is not defined. So our order for a new matrix is going to be a 3 by 2 matrix. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the method. So what we're going to do is take the first column in the second matrix and plop it over our first matrix here. So we got -3 and -4. Now what we do is we take -3 times -1, which is +3, plus -4 times 3 is -12, like that. All right, and now we just keep working downwards. Now we go to the second number here. 3 times 4 is -12, plus -4 times -2 here is +8, like that. And now the last one, we go down to the last row there. -3 times 5 is -15, plus -4 all the way down times 0 is 0, like that. Okay, so now our first set is complete here. And what we want to do is look at the second column, this one here, and bring that over the top. So we have a 2 and a 1. All right, so let's start with the 2. 2 times -1. And that's going to go over here is -2 plus 1 times 3 is 3. And then we go to the second row. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1 times -2 is -2, like that. And then we go to the last one. 2 times 5 is 10 plus 1 times 0 is 0. Okay, so we got all of our numbers here. And the last thing we want to do is just add those numbers together and get our matrix. So 3 minus 12 is -9. -12 plus 8 is -4. -15 plus 0 is -15. And then on the top right, we'll get 1, 6, and 10. All right, so this is going to be our final answer here, and this example is complete. Example number 3, we want to multiply these two matrices together. So let's write the orders down first. This first one here is a 2 by 3, and then the second matrix here is a 3 by 2. These two numbers are the same, so that means we can multiply it, and our resulting matrix is going to be a 2 by 2 matrix. All right, so we're going to take the first column here and plop it over our first matrix. So we got -2, 1, and -1. Okay, and what we're going to do is go ahead and multiply the numbers and then add them together. So -2 times 1 is -2 plus 0 plus -1 times 3 is -3, like that. Now we go ahead and we do it to the second row there, right over there. So -2 times 2 is -4 plus 1 times -1 is -1 plus -1 times -2 is 2. All right, so our first set is done. Now let's go ahead and bring over our second column here over there. So 4, 0, and 1. 4 times 1 is 4. So we got 4 plus 0 plus 3. And then the second one is going to be 4 times 2, which is 8, plus 0 plus -2. All right, so last thing we have to do is just add those numbers together. So let's start with the top left. -2 minus 3 is -5. And then we'll have -5 plus 2 is -3. And then we'll have 7 and 6, just like that. All right, so we found our matrix here. Therefore, this example is complete.